because they followed your regional acting career in musicals and straight theater across the nation.
It wasn't very long, but two shows or something like that. So yeah. So thanks for coming to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania for my regional theater debut, the musical Parade.
Ever have a chance to do anything at Wally World or the Hertz Museum?
No,
nothing.
I didn't know. I don't even know what those places really are. yeah. I didn't know.
So how did you get into acting in the first place? What brought you into that world?
So my older brother's an actor, and he was like all into it in like high school and stuff, and I was like, I'm not doing that. And my mom really wanted me to do a musical, so she paid me $50 to do it. And then I just started doing it. Like that was it. Yeah, I was 16, and then I went to college for acting, and then I did my last semester of college. I got Riverdale. So after my
How did you go to Riverdale?
My illustrious regional theater career.
Yes. So
2 shows.
So including you did the start of opening The Prince of Egypt.
Yeah, that wasn't really an opening. That was more of just a kind of like a lot of times in New York when there's a new show, they get a bunch of actors to kind of learn the script and read it so they can kind of debut it for investors or debut it for themselves. They can kind of figure out how to tweak it. But so that wasn't really a performance. It was more of like a
gathering. Stephen Schwartz.
Yeah, it was chilling with Stephen, which was really cool. He's a really great guy.
I mean, he wrote Wicked and Pippin and all those great musicals.
Yeah, he's in he actually is a Carnegie, but we went to the same college I did, so I met him when I was in college, and then we got to work together for a couple weeks, which was cool. And yeah, he's such a great guy. He's really, really, really smart, obviously, and wrote some of the biggest musicals. He wrote Wicked, which is Wicked is like such a cool musical because everyone knows what it is. It's like Hamilton, like when you say, there's only a few musicals that have hit A-list celebrity status. Wicked is one of them, I think. So yeah, he's a cool dude, really cool dude.
So now we all are here really because we like watching you on Riverdale. So we've come to life with the Archie universe and the Archie universe in Riverdale, and it was always your dream to be in the Archie universe.
Just since the day I was born, I just was wanting to be with Archie and hanging out with Archie. No, I had no idea. You know, actually, the first time I read Riverdale, the pilot, I was like, what is this weird town with like all these people with red hair? Because like the first couple like things usually when you read a script, the first episode, like you don't read about their hair like all the time, but it was like Archie, like redhead, like Cheryl, redhead, Jason, redhead, Jughead, no hair, like, oh, I thought maybe these people with red hair have superpowers. Like, I have to read the whole script because maybe they have superpowers. So that's how
the Irish, they all have superpowers, yes.
Yeah, I was like, apparently if you have red hair, but that's like very normal for like a pilot script that has not been picked up. Is like, at the end, the twist is, the red hair people have superpowers. And then the show never goes anywhere. But luckily this one, they didn't have superpowers, they just had red hair. And I auditioned for Archie, so I was like, I gotta know if I got a superpower at the end. They didn't cast me, so I was a real bummer.
They didn't cast you as Archie.
I don't think they ever even saw that. Like, I think I need to dig up that audition. I have my Jughead audition, because I auditioned for that, and I sent it to Cole the other day, and he said, please don't ever send that to me again. Because it was so much better than him. No. But he was highly uncomfortable. So it's my main goal, is to make Cole very uncomfortable. I just feel like I've succeeded for 4 years.
All right, I want to open up the floor. We have a line of questions, so do introduce yourself and then ask your question. Bring the microphone down to you if you need to. Big and loud so we can hear you.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good.
Okay, so my name's Adam.
Abby.
Question is, if you could play any of the girl characters on Riverdale, which one?
Any of the girl characters?
Yeah.
Oh man. Probably Veronica, because I'll tell you why before you start applauding. And all you Betty lovers start booing. I think Betty's my favorite character. But logistically, she works so much, and I kind of enjoy a day off. Not that Cammie doesn't work as much as Lily, but I think if you looked at overall, she might have a day off more frequently. I kind of like a day off. Number two, the sets that Cammie works in are so nice. Like, the Lodge House is super swanky. I love Mark. I would always want to work with Mark. She gets to wear like designer clothes, which I don't care much about, but like I feel like if I would like, the girls seem to like it, so And Marisol's really cool, and their cuisine that they eat at the lodge table is always super fancy as well. Like I want like a steak or like a quiche. Like Kevin just drinks milk. So I think Veronica is my answer to that beautiful question that you just asked.
Thank you.
Food, clothing, environment. Good. Next question, introduce yourself.
Also, there's an incredible painting of Cammie at Le Bon Oui, which I'm kind of jealous of. Like, I wish it was me. It's seriously haunting, but it's also pretty cool.
Hi, that's it. Hi, I'm Maddie.
It sounds louder to you, but it's really not that loud.
Oh, okay.
You sound perfect level of volume.
Okay. So, how has losing Luke Perry impacted the cast and the future of the storyline?
Yeah, I think that's one thing that no one really would understand unless you were on Riverdale, if that makes sense. Obviously Luke was close to like so many actors, but I think losing a castmate is something that like I don't really know how to comprehend what that's like. I do know that a lot of time has passed since that happened, and yet it's still very, I don't know the right word, it's still very heavy when you think about it. And we did this episode 1 of season 4 it's called In Memoriam, and it's we addressed the situation, and I think the writers wanted to take their time to do that, and it really sucked doing it. Like, it was really awful. But we all did it knowing that the good that would come out of it is outweighing, the horrible sadness that it took to do it. It's just something that it's something I definitely hope never happens to any cast ever again, because you just feel like a part of your show is like no longer there. So, we care about his family more than anything, and he's a part of our family, and his kids are incredible. Like, his kids are like the most incredible kids of all time. So when I think about Luke now, I think about his kids, and we just missed him a lot. He was a good dude. He was a great dude. Really good dude.
Powerful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hi, my name's Anna, and my sister wanted me to ask you this question.
So this is from your sister.
Yeah.
This is not from you. So if it's a bad question, you're off the hook. What's your sister's name?
Harmony.
Harmony?
Yeah, she was the one who brought me into the show. I really like her.
Okay. Did you say you really like her personally?
Oh,
You
no.
really like the show personally? Oh, I was like, I'm glad you like your sister and the show.
So, what was the most funnest episode to film?
The most funnest?
Totally most funnest.
Totally most funnest I've ever had, and the funnest. The throwback episode was pretty dope. Like, we all got to play our parents, but they like weird I think we all had these incredible impressions, but they didn't want impressions. Which I was like, dude, like Sheriff Keller is such a fun guy to play, and like KJ had a great impression, and Cole is doing his thing. That was one of the most fun we've ever had. And then we started dressing up in these like weird characters, and I played the ancient elf Nisei, which was so weird, and they all thought that was really funny, so they took a lot of photos of me, and I didn't like love that part, but that was a really fun episode. It was really cool. Yeah, I like that one. That was the most funnest.
Do you do any impressions of any of the other actors?
So yes, we do a table read each episode where it's so fun. We all get together and read the episode out loud. And Roberto comes, who created Riverdale. He flies in every week for that, or every other week. And whenever someone's not there, I play them.
Yes. Could you give us an impression?
No, it's sacred. It's sacred territory. Maybe one day, but I haven't really peaked yet. Like I haven't hit my stride in that situation. So once I do, I'll share it with the world. But for now, it's a secret society of table reads. Maybe one day.
One day. All right, next up.
Okay, so I'm Caitlin, and this question isn't even about Riverdale, but
That's fair. Well, it depends on what you're about to ask here.
how uncomfortable was it playing the role you did in Law and Order?
How uncomfortable is it being in Law and Order?
Oh my god, dude. Gosh, dude. That was the best, worst thing ever. Because the cast was so... If you haven't seen the episode, I play a closeted rapist converting someone who is identifying as gay. Like, there's so many levels of intensity in that. The Law and Order cast is incredible because literally all day they talk, especially SVU, they're talking about sexual assault victims. And that's literally, all day that's what they talk about. But it's such an incredible show because obviously it's got an incredible message, they get all these wonderful actors, their acting is incredible. So they made it really incredible. But when it's done, I was like, I'm done. Like, I'm not playing that again. My brother was on SVU the same season as I, and he also played a rapist. So I was like, my mom was like, oh my goodness, I'm not watching television anymore. Both of my sons in the same season are playing these awful, horrible people.
But you always want someone actually sweet and good and kind to play the evil character, because then you love them and are terrified of them.
Yeah, I mean, I hope that came across. I was thinking less about my performance and more about my health. I was like, I need like a really good sandwich after work today or something. Ice cream or something joyful. Go see a musical. Go see Wicked 4 times.
She had to choose her shirt today. She chose I Love Tom Holland.
Tom's been following me around, I swear. Tom is so cool. I don't know him very well, just met him yesterday, but I swear he's following me around. I've learned so much about Tom from all of you guys. Every person that asked for a photo was like, I met Tom Holland. I'm like, how was he? And they're all like, he was very nice.
All right, let's ask you a question.
Hi, my name's Caitlin, too.
Caitlin too? Like Caitlin, Caitlin as well.
First name is Caitlin, so
I like your Crocs.
thank you.
I'm a big Croc fan. I love Crocs.
My question is, was it hard to play the Heathers episode?
Say again.
Was it hard to play the Heathers episode of
Is it hard to play the others?
It was a little, those episodes are the most rewarding, but also the most, difficult because of the amount of work that goes into it, but, it was really fun. It was really cool, that one scene at the end when we're all, dancing on the stage, because it's really rare that we're all working together. And And that was one of the times when we were all looking at each other and we were like, we should probably get a photo of this because literally it could be the last time that we're all, like one of us is gonna die soon. So like, we should definitely get a photo of us, in the show. And we should get a photo of this while we're all together, and yeah, it's pretty cool.
Good question. Next up, also, we love Tom Holland.
We heard Kevin Keller, we heard Casey Cott. Yeah, cool.
My name's Ellie.
Ellie?
Yes. So, what was your first impression of FP?
That was a long time ago. I thought FP was kind of cool. Do you remember that when the Serpents were actually a gang and when they actually did gang things and FP was in a gang and now he's sheriff, which is confusing, but he they had that snake lounge at the White Worm and they had the pool table. I remember seeing FP come there was a fight going on and FP was hey, go down. He came downstairs. At that point I thought he was cool. It's kind of nuanced, he's got a drinking problem and he's dad. But his son lives at the drive-in, oh.
He brought it.
I thought it was kind of cool. Yeah, I thought it was this is cool, My dad's sheriff, you guys aren't gonna get along. But yeah, so I thought my first impression was pretty cool. Yeah.
What was your first impression?
Yeah.
Thumbs up? Mike?
Big FP fan?
Yes.
Jughead. Jughead.
Hello.
I feel the girls of the Gen Z, the Gen Z generation are very into Jughead. And I feel the girls of the millennial generation are very into FP, which is very interesting.
Alright, here's a redhead. She has superpowers.
Here we go.
Finally broke the We Heart Tom Holland train with Roman Godfrey. Sorry if isn't there. But my name's Kayla, and I'm gonna break the flow with a question that has nothing to do with anything you've been in. Would you rather have fingers the length of your legs, or legs the length of your fingers?
Long fingers. And I'll tell you why. I'd be the most uncontrollable athlete in the universe. And I'd be extremely rich. And my wingspan would literally be 12 feet tall. I could just go like this and score a touchdown. Or play tennis or something.
Never miss.
Yeah, or basketball, fingers.
And then really quick, since I can't make the entire Riverdale cast, thank you for inspiring me to sign up for this school musical.
Yeah, you go, girl. Let's do it.
Calling me.
Hey, I will say, when I was a senior in high school, we had 4 Division I athletes in our musical. We had all the cool kids. I was not one of them, but I got all the cool kids to do it, and we threw down. The Music Man has never been more lit. The quarterback of the football team was dancing across the stage doing cartwheels. We had the soccer player trying to act and sing on pitch, and just horrible, but it was awesome. So the whole town was there, so enjoy the musical. Best thing to do.
Hi, my name is Samantha, and I was wondering, what was your favorite part about filming Riverdale?
Favorite part of being on Riverdale in general? I just think the people are really cool. Yeah, all the friendships, Because at the end of the day, there's a lot that goes into Riverdale, but for us, pretty much what we're doing is being with the people all the time. Imagine, going to work or going to school and just not liking the people there at all. It'd be horrible. So we have quite a good time. They're a good crew. It's fun growing up together. I feel like we've been together almost half a decade, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, they're a good crew. We're having a good time still.
Who in the cast do you spend time with outside of work?
Everybody. I think since I don't work as much, I get to spend a lot more time with people outside of work. I'd probably say I spend the most time with Cole. I think we have a lot of similar interests, so we hang out. All Cole, Lily, and KJ. I hang out with KJ all the time, but he's busy. Charles and I have been hanging out a lot, which is really fun. He's the funniest person I think I've ever met, truly. He like can make me laugh about like my most, like, you know, like the parts of you that you're super insecure about? Somehow Charles can turn it into like a comedy routine and it's still funny. And you're like, I don't know how, but you just made that like part of me that I don't like very funny.
Comedy is pain plus time. Yeah?
Yeah.
So you get to hang out with a lot of cast members. Is there any work you're working on right now that you're allowed to talk to us about outside of Riverdale?
Yeah, I feel like we always have a couple things going on. There's a movie or two I'm attached to, and it's making movies so hard. Like, so many things have to go right to make a movie. Like, you have to get the money to make the movie, number one. That's literally almost impossible. Then you have to get a cast that the producers and the director want. And if that doesn't happen, then the money's gone. And then after that, you have to find the location, and you have to find someone to produce the movie, and then you have to find someone to buy the movie, and then you have to figure out how it's going to be released. So there's a couple movies I don't even think we're talking about right now because they're kind of just not in the stratosphere of it'd kind of be like talking about how good your cookies are when you haven't really made a batter yet.
Right.
That was such a sick.
It's okay. It works. You're ready. You got a recipe.
Yeah.
Next up.
Hi, my name's Alexa, and I was wondering, what is your favorite part of playing Kevin in Riverdale?
Kevin. The favorite part of playing Kevin. Kevin's pretty fun. I think my favorite part is when he's just being like funny. I miss like the comedic atmosphere. I miss like just because I feel like I didn't do that last year, but I feel like we're getting back to it this year. So I like it when I try to make people laugh, and I think that's probably my favorite part of playing Kevin.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You represent, you're the first LGBTQ plus character in the Archie universe. How has that affected you, or how the fans relate and react to you?
Yeah, I think it's cool the way that the writers created Kevin. They didn't have like some big coming out story. They didn't have some big struggle in terms of what he identified as. He was very clear from the beginning what Kevin was, and I think that's, from what I gather, much more common now for a character to kind of just, not a character, but a high school student, if they feel like they're, identifying as whatever it is, they kind of are hopefully more comfortable with that. But for me, I think it's just created a really fun playground for Kevin. And now we've introduced a couple more with Shoni. And so it's fun to play with that, and it's been great.
Great. Next up.
Hi, my name is Andy. First of all, my favorite character in Riverdale was Kevin, by the way.
Thank you.
And
As it should be.
my question is for you is, what would you be doing if you weren't acting?
Such a good question. You know what? My first audition for a college, they asked me that question, and I blanked. And I was like, oh, I don't know. And I got denied from the college. So now I think about that question all the time. But I think I would want to do like sports broadcasting, like an ESPN commentator or something. I think that, but the more I watch that, I'm like, I don't know if I want to do that anymore. Like, it used to be what I would say. So now I'm figuring that out. Maybe like I would be like a blackjack dealer or something. Run a pizza shop, like something that's like fun and like, I don't know.
What are your favorite sports?
Like anything. Like I just enjoy like competition. I think watching whatever. The US Open's been really fun to watch recently. Especially the girls. Like, big shout out to women's tennis. Like, there's so many young talents out there. Yeah. I love football, basketball, and golf, and all of it.
Great.
Baseball.
Hi, I'm Bella. I was going to ask, what's the weirdest thing that's happened to you on the set of Riverdale?
The weirdest thing that's happened to you on the set?
Oh my gosh. You guys, weird stuff has gone down. There's been a couple things which I can't talk about. But they're funny stories. They're funny now. They weren't funny when they happened. we had a couple like technical incidents, one of which I almost died. But
And you can't tell us?
I can't talk about that. I don't think I should. But the weirdest thing that's happened, man, there's so many weird, like, probably as all of us dressed up in those Griffins and Gargoyles costumes, like, that was really weird. And just seeing KJ in that knight armor and like, you know, everybody had some pretty interesting costumes going down. I think that was kind of weird.
How long did it take to do the Griffin and Gargoyle makeup?
Oh man, I don't even know. I was pretty covered. I just had like a gnome hat on. Because I played I played a gnome, not an elf, I'm sorry. Gnome Nise.
All the gnomes out there were very offended.
Yeah. Hey, you gotta be careful with con. I really ticked off some intense cosplayers. Probably Griffins and Gargoyles wrote that.
Griffin, good. Next up.
I'm Hannah, and my question is, do you ever get sick of going to conventions like this? And if not, how do you stay patient and happy?
Do you ever get sick of going to it, you said?
Yeah. How do you feel about coming to a fan convention?
You don't ever get sick of it. No, not at all. They're super fun. I think for me, I love when, like today has been so fun. Like there's been like a steady flow when I'm sitting at the table. There's always people there, and like everybody's super nice, and people have fun questions, and you know this is really cool. Feeling the love of people watching the show is really cool. I think the one thing that gets a little tricky is the travel. You know, when you're like yesterday, on Thursday I worked, and then Friday my flight was at 7, and I flew in and landed at like 10:30, and then got in the car and drove straight, and then I was like at the table at 11. So I think the harder parts of the conventions is just the logistical situation of jet lag and stuff. But once you're there, it's always a blast. My favorite part, other than meeting all you guys, is meeting the other actors. Excuse me, I just burped. Is meeting the other actors, because like how often are you hanging out in a green room with like, you know, Once Upon a Time, Spider-Man, Hook, and the guy from The Sandlot. And you're like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. Like, and everybody's so nice and cool, and it kind of just, you start chatting about people you know, and like it's like it's really cool. I really enjoy that. You know, it's cool for us too, because like we're fans. Like I'm a fan. Like I watch movies all the time. I love acting. It's all I think about. So when you see, you know, like a lot. Like when I saw when Tom Holland was like, "Hey, I'm Tom," I was like, "Oh yeah, I know who you are." Like, but it's really cool. You don't get sick of it. It's, you know, it's like ice cream. If you eat a gallon of ice cream every day, you're gonna be like, "I need a break." But it's really fun.
So, do you have any stories about overbearing, unusual, or strange fans?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not gonna tell them. But there's been a couple things that have been a little weird. But most of the people are pretty good. Usually, and this is a warning, if you've been drinking alcohol and you bump into a celebrity, don't just think before you speak. And before you reach. You know, I don't know if anybody in here drinks alcohol, but
I think that's a word of wisdom.
Yeah.
If you've been drinking,
that's actually,
don't touch a celebrity.
That's actually not even for celebrities. You know, if you drink alcohol and you're out and you see somebody, don't just think
Don't
about
touch them.
Don't touch it. I'd say that's a very fair warning. Like, maybe don't partake in doing that and acting that way.
Okay, my name is Madison, and Kevin is also my favorite character. And
Let's
my
go.
question is, if you had to choose, who's your favorite cast member?
No, that's like one question. You know, that's one question I always get. I'm like, what do you expect me to say here? Like, oh, I do love Chad Michael Murray. I do love a Chad Michael Murray moment. We kicked it, actually. That guy is awesome. He's from Buffalo. My family's from Rochester originally, before I was born. So we had a lot in common. He's super cool. He is the cutest kids. Anyway, back to your question. I feel like if I answer that question, I'm immediately throwing shade on all the other castmates, right? Like, if I choose a favorite, it's like a parent. Like, who's your favorite kid? Like, you might know deep down, but like, I'm not gonna say it. So, I'm gonna go with the very PC, politically correct answer and say, I just love all of them. So that's what I'll always say to that question.
The answer is ask the question when he's not being recorded.
Yeah.
Are you dressed as a Hufflepuff?
What?
Are you a Hufflepuff?
Yes, I am.
So is Kevin a Hufflepuff?
Casey's a Hufflepuff. I just spoke about myself in third person for some reason. I'm a Hufflepuff. Kevin's probably Hufflepuff is
I like that Casey is representing Hufflepuff.
Yeah.
Very good.
I like to think I'm like a Cedric Diggory, that's my goal in life. I don't know why everyone didn't just cheer as if like, yeah, you're right. Thank you. Kevin would probably be like a Ravenclaw Hufflepuff hybrid. I don't know. I don't think he would last long in the wizarding world. I think he would be like like the spider or something.
Got it.
Yeah.
Over.
Yeah, or like Malfoy would be like, dude, you cannot hang. You need to go. He might be a muggle. He might be a muggle.
Thank you.
Good question.
My name's Faye, and
Faye.
if Pops was real, what would you order?
Burger, fries, shake, done. Game over. We've had some weird pop meals too. Sometimes I sit down and they're you're getting ready, there's someone doing your hair and makeup and the camera's here and you're talking to the camera guy and then Pops puts the food down and you're what is, chicken, that looks like chicken, is that chicken? Is that veggies? No, I want a burger or a hot dog and fries and a shake. Although Kevin's new thing, again, like I said, is they always give me a glass of milk. Which I think is kind of a cool character attribute. Apparently, he only drinks 2%. But, burger, fries, shake, done.
Okay. I'll see you. I'm taking a photo op with you over here.
We're gonna pose it's gonna be great.
Yep.
Oh, I'm onto that photo, and I cannot wait. If you're not taking a photo, you're really missing out, because my photo booth is unlike any photo booth you've ever been to. It's the number one photo booth in the world.
So what is backstage? What's food like? Do they serve you on
Oh, dude, the food. If you ever get a chance to visit the set of Riverdale, you will be full of goodies. Whether you like healthy, savory treats or crunchy, crispy sweets. That rhymed.
So backstage it isn't all hamburgers and hot dogs.
No, it's much better than that. It's whatever you want, you can get probably. We have this, actually, she deserves a shout out. The most wonderful woman of all time, this woman named Tara. We call her Tara Crafty because we also have another Tara Scripty, who is my set bae. Tara Crafty is the #1 craft services I've ever seen. So we have craft services available all day, snacks. You can make a sandwich, trail mix, anything, egg, then there's vegan treats and donuts, and there's 4 different kinds of water. There's melon water, lemon water, and then we have catering, which is the meals. We have lunch and breakfast. We have breakfast and lunch, which lunch is before the day starts. Breakfast before the day starts, lunch is halfway through the day, and that has unlimited options. So you 5 meal options, then you have a long table. There's 8 weird salads. There's potatoes, and the food is awesome.
So we don't have to pay you the $50 to be in the musical anymore. You'll show up for craft service.
Oh yeah, I show up. Yeah, I just go to set to hang out with people to eat.
Next up.
I'm Kiara. I wanted to ask you, what was your favorite scene in film?
Someone was asking me that earlier. I think the weirdest, but also one of the most fun was the throwback scenes. Those were really fun. The Heathers episode when we were dancing on stage was really fun. There was the scene where Moose and I found Jason was really fun. The scene where the pep rally season 1, that was really fun. Those are the ones that come to mind. There was a bunch of really fun ones. They're all pretty fun. Yeah.
And now we have Loki.
Hi. Okay. Hi.
Before Loki. Yes. No.
I'm meeting Loki on Tuesday night.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah, I'm going to see his play. You are.
That'll be fun. Okay, so this is...
Yeah, you should be jealous. You all met Tom Holland? Ha! I'm meeting Loki.
Good to be here. It's good to be here.
So my my name is Kelly, and this is kind of a you get to choose question.
Okay.
So-
Is it like long fingers again? Or...
No.
Not that there was anything wrong with that question.
All right. So, would you be willing to sing for us? That was part one. If you could sing for us.
He can't sing
Yeah, he's
today.
not feeling up to singing today. I asked him ahead of
Gotta
time.
protect the pipes. A little rust on there.
Alrighty.
Gotta go to the doctor. Sorry.
No, you're fine. The second is, out of all the musicals and stuff like that, not just considering what you played in Riverdale, or music in general, what is like your favorite genre?
Oh, that's a good question. You know, I like anything that just like keeps going. Like when you're sitting watching like a play or musical, it's just so easy to like nod off into bed. So anything that's just like upbeat and fun and like the cast is into it, and there's always like kind of like what's gonna happen kind of thing, and when everybody's invested and when everybody's having fun on stage, it makes everyone in the audience have fun, I think. Yeah, like my brother's last show, they all played instruments, which was super cool. Yeah, so it just kind of depends. Like when I see an actor that I care more about like what's happening on stage than the genre or anything. Like on Tuesday when I go see Tom Hiddleston, I'll be like, oh, like Tom Hiddleston's like, this is Tom Hiddleston. And then like the lights go down and then he walks on stage, everyone's like, there's Tom Hiddleston. You know, like candy rappers. Like I like that. I think that's really cool.
Thank you.
Great question. Up next.
Hi, my name is Taryn. I just looked it up and we're almost exactly the same age, so I was curious.
How close?
I will be 27 in 2 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got you by a couple months.
Yeah.
I'm 27, by the way.
It gets a little scary.
I'm not 16.
Close to 30.
I know, I don't want to talk about that. Okay, who's it at? Let's go. 30. I think I'm gonna peak in my 30s. Like, truly, like, I can't wait to be like 35. I think I'm gonna be like, cool.
Well, this is like Utah where everybody has like 3
Then,
kids.
then you'll be ready to play a superhero.
Yeah, like, Marvel, here I come, 35, chuck me in. I'm Kevin Marvel. Why is, we were talking about Marvel? Yeah, go on.
Okay, so I was just curious if you also kind of grew up watching The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. Because when Cole was cast,
I did it.
Oh.
Did you grew up watching that?
Yeah, my little brother was super into it.
Yeah, I missed it. I know a lot about it now. I know a lot of stories. It's a great punchline for one of my friends to use. I know a lot about the Sweet Life on Deck, which I think is so awesome and hilarious that they were like, how are we gonna elevate this show? Like, let's put them on a cruise ship. Yeah, I don't know much.
Is Riverdale ever going to be on a cruise ship?
Probably. I think I'm gonna binge Sweet Life soon and write a review of like the series in a long format just for the attention and to just make them really uncomfortable series.
All right, I apologize. We're now going into the game show mode of speed round.
Yeah.
We have less than 10 minutes left, so ask your question quickly and we'll have to give shorter answers to try and get through everybody.
I'm sorry, mine's a two-part.
That's okay.
I'm Erin.
Hi.
Casey.
You guys are doing really well with these questions, by the way.
Yeah.
You're actually one of my favorite actors.
Thank you.
Okay, if you could be in, like, if Riverdale could have any musical, what would you want it to be? And are we going to see Kevin happy again?
Probably not. I think a fun musical would be one with like a lot of female parts, because every time those girls perform, it's really incredible. So I don't have a specific answer, but like anyone with a bunch of female parts would be sweet. And Kevin will be happy again, I think. Kevin and Betty are chilling, and she's making them happy again, so that's fun.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Hi, my name's Ravina May. Also, my friend couldn't be here, so I'm going to ask a question for her.
Great.
She wanted to know if it was fun filming season 3.
Yeah, it was. It was a lot. Like, it was kind of crazy, but it was fun. I think season 4 has been more fun.
Next up.
Hi, my name is Hannah, and I was wondering if you could have any other actor play Kevin on Riverdale, who would you choose?
Oh, Oh my gosh, first question. Like, you get a gold star. No one's asked me that question ever. Anyone else can play Kevin? That was not me. Just instead of me, right?
Would it be Danny DeVito to play Kevin?
It would be Danny DeVito. It would be Danny DeVito. So, are you an Always Sunny in Philadelphia fan?
No.
Okay. You know what? It would absolutely be Danny DeVito.
All right.
Answered that for me in ways I could have never expected.
That would be a very strange Kevin.
No, it would not. It would be incredible.
How does that feel? Okay.
Hi, my name's Linda. When filming, what is the biggest difference from when you first started Riverdale to now?
Oh my gosh. I mean, when it started, we were all like children that no one knew, who anybody was, I guess, and now it's crazy. But I think everybody just gets older. Like, all of a sudden, our priorities start to be different. Like, back then it was like, how are we gonna have fun? And now we're like, do I want a family? Like, you know, like, it's like, as you get older, you just start thinking differently, and I think everybody's kind of going through that together, which is awesome.
Okay, so I met you yesterday. I'm Haley.
Yes.
I did not have a question prepared. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I think you got an autograph photo or something.
Yeah, it's fun.
Do you like your autograph?
Yeah, it was so cute.
Good. If you don't have one, you should come get one, because that's a 5-star rating.
5-star rating. Get a photograph and autograph.
5 out of 10 stars.
10s? 10 stars.
So there's a wide variety of ways you can answer this, but like, where's your favorite place to be in the whole wide world?
You could be anywhere right now. Where would you want to be?
Oh man, probably like, besides Salt Lake City, probably like Hawaii or Disney World or New York.
Okay, thank you.
Why Disney World or New York?
Don't even.
Hi, I'm Lacey. My question is, will Kevin ever find love?
You know, probably. I think he's got to figure out like what he loves first. Like, Kevin doesn't even really know who he is. He's 16. You know, like, you can know who you are when you're 16, but I think he's got a lot of life to learn, which is going to influence who he ends up inevitably falling in love with. Also, love the Get Out.
Hi, I'm Audrey, and I was wondering if you could play any bad guy from Riverdale, who would it be?
Bad guy? Probably Penelope. Period. She's so good. She's so good. And she's so crazy.
Hi, I'm Frankie, and I just started acting this year. Do you have any like acting tips for me?
Just work all the time. Just work. In terms of words of Rihanna. Just keep working, keep grinding, keep reading and training, and you know, just work you just have to work. It's a grind. So if you love it, you gotta grind, and if you don't, then you know, go find something you love.
Thank you.
Spitfire round, I like this.
Yes?
Can't talk too long.
We got a Slytherin now.
Okay. No, that's a serpent. That's not Slytherin.
Serpent. Oh.
Goodness.
Serpent gang. Oh. Yeah.
My name is Lainey, and I was wondering, so I'm also in musicals, and I was wondering what your favorite musical is.
I really like a musical called Assassins by Stephen Sondheim. It's really good.
Very dark.
Hi, my name is Sheila, and I was wondering what was it like filming the Kevin and Joaquin storyline?
What was it like? What?
Filming the Kevin and Joaquin storyline.
It was funny. You know, in reality, like, Rob and I didn't work that much together. We probably had 5 or 6 scenes. You know, and we shot it. He was great, and it was awesome. And then the fans like loved Joaquin, obviously. I know people were sad when he died, but like, listen, like, the guy really did some horrible things. Like, he like covered up a murder. Like, you know, like he did a lot of bad stuff. So I think it was time for him to pass when he passed. But it was really fun working with Rob. Rob's great. We still see him a bunch. He's a good dude.
I'm Charlie, and I'm that overbearing, strange fan that we were talking about earlier. Are we hugging our photo walk?
If you come to the photo, you can absolutely get a hug.
Wait,
A photo op.
okay, we can take a selfie right now with you in the background.
You can take a selfie right now. They don't.
No, it's not right now. But at the photo op, we can take a photo.
Okay, thank you.
I'm sorry. FanX said won't let them do it.
Hello, my name is Anina, and I just wanted to ask what you think of Kevin's development as a character.
I like Kevin's development as a character. I just want to develop more. You know, we always want more. I always want more time. Like I want more material. I do think it's hard because you know, as an actor, you want to be working all the time. But I don't necessarily. You got to think about it as a team. And you know, I don't necessarily think it's always the right thing to be like, hey, I want more screen time, because if that's not just for the show, then that's not right. But I do think this year they're giving me a lot more, and I love that. So when they do that, it makes me happy. But I'm excited for where the direction is going. And I think it's going, you know, if I think the direction it's going in, it actually is. It's going to be really cool, and Kevin's going to have a lot of screen time. So we'll see what happens there.
Okay, thank you.
All right, I apologize, we're down to our last two. We're not going to be able to get any more. I'm sorry, guys.
I can't.
No, the two of you are good. Thank you.
My children are ridiculously shy, and she wants to know if you could be in any movie, what would it be?
Movie? Like that's already happened? If I could be in any movie, if I could have been in any movie the past 10 years, I would have been in Whiplash. Have you seen that movie? It was, yeah, it's the drummer Miles Teller movie. It was Damien Chazelle's first movie. Who I think is one of the top young filmmakers. He did Whiplash, and then he did La La Land, and then he did First Man. And now he's doing another massive movie. I think like Brad Pitt and Emma Stone are doing. So I would have liked to go on that trajectory. Like that would have been pretty sweet.
Okay, thank you.
One more.
This is the final question.
My name is Madison, and if you could be in any TV show, what would it be?
Stranger Things. I just did Stranger Things once and I didn't get it. Okay.
So if they want to follow you online, where do they go to find out more?
Just like
Twitter, Instagram.
Yeah, I have Instagram and Twitter. It's really hard to find. My name is @Cott. But yeah, you can follow me there. Follow me for updates.
Okay, everybody. Casey